Say hi to the camera. Okay, never mind. Hi everyone, I'm Audris, founder of Paradigm Shift. I'm a fashion entrepreneur, passionate about social justice. I tend to document my journey and track my growth a lot through mediums such as pictures and videos, and I also process my thoughts well through writing. So you can say I'm very active on social media. Today we are going to be discussing about how do we consume social media, what do we produce, and how we use it to share our faith. What do you do when you wake up first thing in the morning? Check your phone, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp? Same. I do the same. And how are we actually consuming our media? Scroll, 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 food, junk, envious picture of a lady, skinny girl, bikini. Oh man! That is like a lot of things that we're consuming first thing when we wake up. And is that really healthy? Think about the way we eat. When we consume junk food, do you think we still have space to eat actual good food? That's actually how we consume social media. Do you know that there's so many things out there for us to consume and we do it so quickly we don't even know what we're consuming? So these things you see on Facebook, on Instagram, sponsored posts, things you talk about, and your phone actually listens and they pop up and it interests you and you go on and you read it. Are they actually what you are looking for or what your soul needs? So how can we intentionally consume what is good for our soul? So Instagram have been around for about 10 years, and 10 years ago, mini me, about 15 years old, I would actually just blindly consume what's being put online and I would just follow the trends blindly. So a lot of us actually lose our identity because of what we see online. I would follow fashion trends and would try to shape myself or make myself look a certain way because of what I see media portray. I used to think that if I don't dress a certain way, if I don't wear certain things, I would be really outcasted and like unfashionable. And why is that so? It's because of what media is saying and what I am listening and what I'm consuming. So don't let what you see online define who you are, but rather, you have to know yourself. You have to find your identity in Christ, and you cannot let what social media tell you to be or let them define you, basically. So why I actually created this fashion line is because of what I have been seeing on social media. But I personally had a breakthrough in that, coming from a place where social media tell me what to do, to me telling social media what I want to do and who I want to be. When I was younger, 10 years ago, I would follow what fashion trend says, and it's so much because of what the social media would portray. I find myself just being a slave to it, just going after what society portrays fashion to be. And it was just like such a vicious cycle of me being trapped in it and going in circles and just never ending. I would spend all my money on the latest trends. I would buy accessories, I would buy chunky rings, also because social media tells you that is approved and that is in trend. But I came to a point when I was about 20 years old where I finally found my identity in Christ, and I said to myself, no, I don't want to be like the world. I want to be who He has made me to be. So since that point on, I realized that there are so many things on social media where I really don't want to just follow blindly. And there are so many things that my King, my Creator, my Maker is saying about me, to me. And I had this revelation about fashion and modesty. So that was really when the dream birthed into a brand. So we came up with this whole line of clothing based on the concept of coffee that was really modest in the cut and the designs. And our passion is really to clothe women in strength and dignity. That being said, I know not everybody is going to start a fashion label that talks about modesty and strength and dignity. But do you know that every post you put online makes a difference? My conviction was one line that somebody said to me. Do you not think your dressing would actually stumble your brother? Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. What I do actually affects my followers, my friends, my brothers, my sisters. So stop those mindless posting, okay? What you put online makes a difference. Do you know that these days a platform is really a place we get to share our lives? So the question really is, are you an enhanced version of yourself on social media, or are you an extension of yourself on social media? Because if you are an enhanced version of yourself on social media, you're just gonna be living for the grams. You're just gonna be living for the likes, and you're just gonna be living for the recognition of men. And is that what we are really called to do? No, we are called to be recognized by God and to be loved and to be known by God. So our worth should be found in Him, and our identity should also be found in Him. There are these like times where I've gone through life just living for the likes, living for the grams, wanting to portray my lifestyle in a certain way as if it's all about the good things, as if it's all about cafe food and coffee and a great life. But is it really? It's not. And by doing that, we are stumbling people, and we are portraying our life in a wrong way, which is not 100% truth at all, which basically is lies. Is there a disconnect between your online persona and your real person? Like, are you the same person online and are you the same person in real life? Because there are some people that I meet, I get a shock. You are so opinionated online, you are this, you are that, you have so much to say, but when I meet you in person, actually catch up over coffee, there's nothing really much going on. So yeah, the question really is, are we really who we portray ourselves to be, or are we just faking something and ultimately, creating an identity of ourselves and worshipping ourselves? So we've talked about how we consume, we've talked about how we consciously produce. Let's talk a little bit about how we can use the platform we all have to share faith and to go deeper with the followers that we already have. One thing I make sure I do is not to put stories up online when I have actually not yet fully gone through the whole process of it, or when I actually haven't really felt through it. Was that distracting? Sorry, that was my dog. Let's talk about what we share intentionally online. So the thing about me is that I like to process my thoughts first and make sure I know what is going on within me before I put anything online. So there are very rare moments where I actually have Cooper, it's my dog again. There are very rare moments where I would share vulnerably when I haven't yet fully experienced the healing, or if I haven't yet gone through the emotion or the lesson learned. Online. So what I tend to do is I feel that I have to be real and raw with myself. I need to know what's going on, and I would like it to be like consistent. Yeah, really, there's nobody to impress, and there's not like a time frame you have to put a story out there. Cool, you're not helping me! Fully experience what you have gone through before you put it out there, because with all the comments online, it could very much confuse you. It could start to tell you what you are feeling when you yourself haven't actually gone through it. So I say that I track a lot of my growth on social media online. It's because that is a place I use to process thoughts, and also to kind of like mark down my milestones and like lessons that I've learned, so that when I look back I can say, oh yes, this is certain things that God has taught me, this was what I've learned in this season, more to build others up, and so that when they read it, they can say like, oh, I am in this season and I can see the outcome and the victory of that, rather than, oh, she's also feeling like, in this helpless and hopeless state. So I feel that that is the reason why I need to gain victory over something before I put it online. But of course there are moments like, when you're struggling with a certain thing and you wish and you hope like there are people to gather around you to encourage you. So what I think I'm saying is that use social media for good, use it to build each other up, use it to encourage one another, not so to like portray your lifestyle in a way whereby, oh, I'm better than you, be envious of me, and make people feel kind of crappy. We're all called to be salt and light, so how do we be a light in a place of darkness like that? You are a light, and what you share and what you post matters. We are all crying out to be known and to be loved. And when we do something like that on social media, it is just our spirits and our soul crying out to be recognized. So don't find your worth on social media, don't find your worth in the likes, find your worth and your identity in Christ alone. No likes on Instagram, that's okay, because Christ is enough for me. We are going to play a game. It is called Never Have I Ever Instagram version. So basically, we all have 5 lives. If the question that I read out applies to you, you lose a life. And if you have never done it, you keep your life, okay? So here goes. Question 1. Have I ever changed my Instagram handle name? I've never. It's been that since I started, so I keep it alive. Question 2. Have you ever checked if people liked your latest post? Guilty. Delete a post because, not by accident, because of whatever reason. Yes, I have archived and deleted a lot of my posts. Guilty. It's the dog again. Okay. Waited for a good timing to post something so that more people will see it or more people will like your thing. Okay, I never really thought so much. I just post whenever I like, so not guilty. Stalk someone's IG page for info. Oh, I am such a stalker. Guilty. Unfollowed a friend. Yes, I have grown, and some people I have outgrown. Guilty. Oh my, I have the last life left. Muted a friend. Yes, I have. Am I dead? Okay, but there are a few more questions here. 3 more. Felt envious of someone else's life as documented on IG. Guilty. Beyond dead. Gone a week or more without IG. Yes, IG detox is good. Social media detox is good. Okay, and the last one, post a selfie on Instagram. I posted a few selfies, so guilty. I'm way beyond dead, so Cooper!